Sometimes the 90s felt like the Wild West, loud, colorful, experimental. But just because something was popular didn't mean it was safe from controversy. In fact, the more attention something got, the faster it risked being banned. From explosive toys and extreme snacks to questionable school trends and the birth of internet panic, this is a journey through 100 things that were too hot, too weird, or just too much for the decade that dared to dream in neon. Let's crack open the vault and take a look. Those little digital pets we carried on keychains? Schools banned them. Why? Kids were feeding them during math class. These virtual creatures beeped and needed constant attention, and before long teachers saw them as distractions. Suddenly, your Tamagotchi was doing detention. What about those creepy, crawly cooking kits? Easy Bake was one thing, but the Bug Maker set, that let you cook edible insects made of goo. Naturally, it got the axe in schools after a few kids tried bringing their bug buffet to lunch. Super Soakers were a summer staple, until some models looked a little too much like real weapons. One kid brought a realistic model to a park, and that was enough to trigger national outrage. Water fights suddenly needed a new arsenal. You remember slap bracelets, right? Glittery, colorful, and totally banned. Turns out some knockoffs had sharp metal edges that broke through the fabric. A few wrist cuts later, and schools started confiscating them on site. Or how about those weirdly large jawbreakers? They were more than a choking hazard. They were a dental disaster waiting to happen. Some were so big, kids had to hold them with two hands like a baseball. Parents started freaking out. Bye-bye novelty candy. Even books weren't safe. R.L. Stine's Goosebumps series had kids hooked. But some schools thought the stories were too intense, even demonic. Overnight, libraries started pulling them from shelves. Speaking of fears, the birth of the internet brought a brand new boogeyman: chat rooms. The idea of talking to strangers online became an instant red flag. Schools banned early internet access or limited it to only school-approved sites. Pogs were a phenomenon. Slamming cardboard discs during recess became the game. But when kids started fighting over lost slammers, schools cracked down. You couldn't even trade them anymore. Then there were those bubblegum cigarettes. Sold at gas stations and corner stores, they looked like the real deal, even puffed sugar smoke. Once parents caught wind, the candy aisle got cleaned out. Energy drinks aimed at kids started showing up too. With names like Jolt and Surge, they were loaded with caffeine and neon coloring. After a few cases of kids getting jittery in class, schools started banning them from lunchboxes. Snack trends also came and went fast. Remember Olestra? It was supposed to be a fat-free miracle. Turns out it caused digestive surprises. One too many incidents, and suddenly labels had to warn you it might ruin your afternoon. Even cereal wasn't safe. Some brands had so much sugar they made candy look healthy. When mascots on skateboards didn't hide the nutrition facts anymore, schools pushed back. Out went the extreme cereals. Violent video games exploded in popularity, but titles like Mortal Kombat and Doom had politicians in a frenzy. These games are training killers, they warned. Cue congressional hearings and stores carding teenagers. TV didn't get a pass either. Beavis and Butthead became infamous. One kid lit his house on fire, and the show got blamed. Networks pulled episodes and dialed back air times. Toys that made questionable noises also landed on banned lists. The Talk Boy from Home Alone 2 let kids record prank messages. Once parents got prank called one too many times, the toy mysteriously disappeared from shelves. Halloween got hit hard too. Some schools banned scary masks altogether. Others went even further, outlawing costumes with weapons, fake blood, or anything remotely evil. You ever trade garbage pail kids? Those grotesque, snot-dripping parody cards were banned in tons of schools. Why? Too gross. Parents didn't get the humor, and schools didn't want to explain it. Even fashion came under fire. Baggy jeans, midriff shirts, spiked hair. Some schools started enforcing strict dress codes. If you looked like you walked out of a music video, you were probably getting sent home. Then there were mood rings. Innocent enough, right? Not when teachers thought they were tied to astrology and the occult. One memo later, and they were out of classrooms. Laser pointers were another instant ban. Some kids couldn't resist pointing them at the board or other people's eyes. Eventually, they were treated like weapons. Temporary tattoos. Some brands contained questionable dyes. Parents panicked. Suddenly, your cool barbed wire tattoo was unsafe for skin.
Gross-out toys like GAC and Floam made amazing commercials, but left stains on carpet and got stuck in hair. Teachers started chucking them into the trash. Then there were those sound-enhanced shoes. You know, the ones that squeaked or lit up when you walked? Some teachers banned them for being too distracting. Some Lunchables got banned too. Not the basic ones, but the dessert-only packs. Cookies, frosting, candy. That didn't fly with the healthy lunch crowd. Roll-on glitter, especially in scented versions, got nixed in some classrooms. Why? Glitter everywhere. And some kids had allergic reactions to the perfumes. Even stickers weren't safe. Some were banned for being too suggestive, like lips, skulls, or dancing bears. Magic 8 balls? Confiscated in some schools for encouraging fortune-telling. You couldn't even bring certain pens to school. The ones with disappearing ink or scented tips got banned in classrooms across the country. And don't forget the edible accessories, like candy necklaces or ring pops. Banned in classrooms after kids started trading them like currency. Hair mascara, colorful streaks of temporary dye, got the axe in some districts. Too distracting, they said. Banned books weren't just horror. Anything with wizards or witches got caught in the Harry Potter controversy. Some schools removed them entirely. Mood pencils. Yes, even pencils that changed color with heat were called disruptive. Gross-out T-shirts with jokes about gas, vomit, or bathroom humor were outlawed. So were fake belly button rings, chokers, and anything remotely punk. Even neon shoelaces got banned in dress code-heavy schools. If it glittered, flashed, buzzed, or made noise, chances are it was banned somewhere in the 90s. And that's what made the 90s special. We weren't trying to cause trouble. The world just wasn't ready for the fun we were having.